When we found that out, I was like, oh my God, like that's like so much pressure. He's like cowboy hat on. We're like, he's like the Marlboro Man. Like he looks like a cowboy. This is the song. Like this is the song for that moment. They just care for each other so much. It's so pretty. We have to put one of the scenes here. I just see like all the miracles that everybody pulled off.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heart in Motion podcast. I'm so excited to be talking with Fiona Gubelmann today. Hi, Fiona.
Hey, Stephanie, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I am so excited to be chatting with you about your movie that actually kicked off Hallmark's Christmas countdown this year. So, lots of good things to say about it. I actually watched it again today. I'm talking about A Royal Montana Christmas. You not only starred in it, but you produced it. So, we have a lot of good things we can talk about.
Yes, yes, and Stephanie, I am so excited to be here. Let's do this.
So, tell us a little bit, because I know there's people that probably haven't seen the movie.
Mhm.
Give us a little bit of a synopsis. What is A Royal Montana Christmas?
Well, A Royal Montana Christmas is about it's about Princess Victoria, and it's about a princess who goes to a ranch in Montana, and while on the ranch, she goes to kind of get away from it all and get some relaxation, kind of clear her head, escape her royal duties for a bit. And then while there, she kind of realizes that maybe there's more to like this ranch. It's like answers like, oh my God, this is like the worst. This is the worst answer ever. But because I'm trying not to give spoilers if people haven't seen it. But but while she's there, she starts to realize that what she was searching for is not necessarily what she needed, if that makes sense. Like what she goes there looking for, what she thought she needed, she ends up finding other things that were more what she needed.
There you go. We're
It's
going to have a great
terrible.
time.
I know what the movie's about, I swear. I only could like tell a Jew by heart, but
This is the best.
it's like I'm terrible with these book talk like people so there's like a few people that I follow and love and like I'll be like authors on Instagram and I'll be messaging with them and we'll be like, did you read this book? Did you read that book? And then whenever they ask me like, oh, have you read like I'll recommend a book and they'll be like, well, what's it about? And I'm like, I don't know how to tell you what it's about without spoiling it. I'm like, here's my really bland, boring sales pitch.
I
I
totally
just did
get
that
it.
with the movie. I apologize.
Well, we're going to talk enough about it that everybody's going to be excited to see it if they haven't seen it. And if they have, they're going to go want to watch it again. So,
Right.
I mentioned that it kicked off Hallmark's Christmas season. I also want to point out that it's going to air again on Hallmark this Sunday, November 9th, 12:11 Central. So for those that haven't seen it yet, you can watch it on Hallmark. You can go watch it on Hallmark Plus right now. But tell me, when you found out that this movie was going to be kicking off the Christmas season for Hallmark, did that add any pressure to you when you're thinking, we are kicking it off?
Yeah. I was so nervous because, I love the movie so much and spent years on it. And, like when we found that out, I was like, oh my God, like that's like so much pressure because it's the first movie and it kind of sets the tone for everything. And so I was like, I hope people like it and they're not like, like it doesn't ruin the Hallmark season, but, just because you're already nervous about how people are going to receive it. And it's funny too because having produced it, I cared so much more. Like I always care. Like I always want these movies to make people happy, but it was like this whole other level of caring about how much people liked the movie and just hoping that they would, get all the messages that I wanted them to get out of it. And so and that just added so much pressure. But it was also such a big honor, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just for them
Yeah.
to say this is the movie that's gonna kick off our whole season. It's like, wow, that's a big compliment. So it meant a lot.
So you did mention so you were the lead in it, but also
Mhm.
you produced it. When did you come on? I know you said it took a while for this project. When did you come on board in those roles? What did that look like? And what were some of those big ideas that you were like, I want this in this movie?
Well, okay, so the writers, Mark Famiglietti and Michael Testa, they had a few different ideas that they brought to me, and the ones that I really connected to, we brought to Hallmark. So it was literally like a paragraph, you know. They came up with this really fun idea about this princess on a dude ranch, and which is what I should have said the movie was. It's just like a princess visits the dude ranch earlier. Anyways, they and I really love the idea, and so we brought it to Hallmark, and then they liked it, and so then we just began developing it. And from one page, we had to do 4 pages, and then from 4 pages, like 10 pages, and then it's like then they do this, then they just go to script, and then working over the years, like with drafts, and it's getting notes and just kind of that back and forth with Hallmark. And then yeah, so that was like the development process, but it was great to be able to talk about like um my personal stories and like things that I wanted to be a part of this film. A lot of it had connections to like times that I spent with my dad camping and going to father-daughter camp and those personal things and just like things about my father and those memories and putting those into the movie. I used to work at a Hallmark store, and so to me, like when I was in high school, I worked at a Hallmark card store, and so cards are so important to me. So I really wanted to put them in a few moments, and it's so funny because I remember someone on like Twitter or what Instagram was just like, "Oh, we see that Hallmark product placement. Like, like we see what you're doing, Hallmark." And I was like, "It wasn't Hallmark. It was me. It's because I love cards and I love the sentiment attached to them, and they're so like like I love cards. I mean, I keep all my cards that people give me. I have a huge box of them for my whole life, and anyway, so there was just like lots of little things in there. And then I've been to Montana and spent time out there, and I love Montana. And so weaving that into it, those experiences. And so it was cool having that voice in there. And I wanted, and then just like with Victoria's arc as well, like I really wanted I wanted the character to have an emotional arc and a journey, and, be really trying to figure something out in her life. So.
That's amazing that you were able to bring in several of those things that just made it more even memorable for you. So it's in Montana, but is it
Yes.
really in Montana?
Did we really film in Montana?
Mhm.
Well, no, we did not. We actually we shot here in Vancouver, Canada. We all the snow stuff we shot was up in Whistler and Squamish, the ranch, all of that was up there. It was so beautiful. I mean, we shot
Yeah.
last uh we started actually on my birthday, March 30th, but we mostly shot April. So we were fighting against it, like getting warmer, like still trying to have all the
Mm,
snow. But yeah, so we shot up there, and then we also shot some of the stuff east of Vancouver in Langley. It's this town. So
yeah.
yeah,
Langley's where When Calls the Heart's filmed.
that's right. A lot of stuff is filmed out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
Hallmark stuff. So
Well, I wondered, I knew it wasn't in Montana, but also, even one of the beginning scenes, there's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of snow, and I'm like, it looks real to me.
real
And
snow.
it
Yeah.
looked real. And I thought, boy, that's beautiful. Even if they're not in Montana, you guys found a great location to make it feel like that Montana feeling. I went a few years ago, one of my favorite places to go. I think
Isn't
I could
it
go to
incredible?
Montana every year. It
I
was just
love
amazing.
it. Where
Yeah.
were you in Montana?
So, went to Yellowstone in
Yes.
Wyoming, and so went into Yellowstone that way, and then went all the way around Red Lodge, Bozeman, came back down into Idaho, just kinda made one big circle. So,
Oh,
just
how
gorgeous.
beautiful. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I love
But
that.
Glacier's on my bucket list, so I'm going back. Gotta go to
Yes.
Glacier.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so knowing that the movie wasn't filmed in Montana, what kind of prep went into capturing that authentic look? I know you said you went up to Whistler. So how'd you guys make that happen?
Well, from the very early on, we were having discussions with our Canadian producers and Hallmark about making sure the movie had real snow and making sure that we really captured that Montana ranch feel as best as we could. So, Peter, the director, he was like um, it was like very important to him to make sure that we found locations that felt like Montana. He'd done something, he'd shot something, a Hallmark movie a few years ago that also had like it was set in Montana, and he just spoke a lot about how when you have those real mountains in the background, like how it really captures that feel. And so it was
Yeah.
great because we were able to fight for certain locations. And I say fight, like it wasn't like
Yeah.
fighting, but really, made that happen. And so, but he was like a, huge, part of that, making that happen. And we were so lucky because one of the ranches we shot at in Squamish just had the beautiful snow-covered mountains behind it. And like you can see it really in the scenes, like in the corral, but then also in the scenes that we were by the river. Like when we were at that location, we saw the river and we were like, oh my God, this is so pretty. We have to put one of the scenes here because
Yeah.
like that you can't like this. So then we moved a scene there, and but yeah, when we went to that ranch, we saw those mountains. We were like, this is it. And then same with like in downtown Squamish, which is where we kind of have the meet cute in the beginning, like where the shops are and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that also we really liked it because you had the mountains in the background behind like the street and you could see it. And so we were just really wanted that feel of the mountains behind everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it totally does, and you guys pulled it off. I mean, it was just gorgeous to watch. I mean, the story was great, the acting was great, but it was just gorgeous to see as well. So, you pulled off Montana well for not being in
Thank you.
Montana.
Thanks.
So, your character is Princess Victoria. This is not the first time you have played royalty. What was it like stepping back into that world?
It was really fun. I the biggest challenge of it was I wanted to do a British accent, and so I did an RP accent, which is a bit of a old-fashioned, more a proper, very like classical accent. It's not modern at all, and I think that definitely. I say that definitely tripped some people up. I think because they were expecting more of a like. I think they were like, "That's not a British accent," but it is. It's just like it's a very specific like older one, and and then so I think that like that definitely was a little confusing to people, but because she was coming from a made up country, I didn't want to do like, well, this is a British accent, but she speaks with a British accent in this country, so we were giving her more of this like, fairy tale-esque accent, the RP, as well as uh oh my God, totally lost my train of thought. Oh, and we were also saying she studied at Oxford, but I think like that would have been the only thing is maybe I would have just changed it to more of a modern one. But either way, it was really fun getting to do that. But that was definitely the biggest challenge was making sure it was correct. And yeah, making like just uh like learning the lines with the accent. Like that was the first time I've gotten to do it. So that was the biggest challenge.
There's a lady on Instagram that will take one phrase and she will pronounce it. It is amazing. She'll pronounce it with like 25 different accents. And anybody that's confused at all about Princess Victoria's accent just needs to go listen to this girl and hear how many different versions of an English accent there are, just depending on where you live in the United Kingdom. It is crazy.
It's
Just a little bit.
crazy.
It
Oh
just
yeah,
minor shifts.
even friends of mine, like I've have friends, they're a married couple and they're both from England. They're both
Yeah,
from London, completely different accents.
it's
Like
just nuts.
it's not even, it's like completely different. So it's a really, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to see her. I'm very
Yeah.
curious that.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, and she nails it. I'm sure that's what she does for a living. She probably coaches people, but
Yeah.
it's pretty fantastic. So, who is Princess Victoria at her core? How would you describe her inner conflict to someone who hasn't seen the movie?
Princess Victoria is someone who grew up in the royal world and she's, always had these duties and obligations and this role to fill as the eldest daughter who's eventually going to take over for her mother. But at the end of the day, like she's kind of got someone she's living this life and doing these things that don't bring her any joy or any passion. Like it's not what she wants to be doing with her life, but she's doing it anyways because that's what's expected. And also she wants she wants to fulfill these roles for her family. Like she knows it's her duty and so she's doing it. But at the end of the day, like her life force is just kind of squeezed inside of her and she's not comfortable in that world. It's not it's not who she is.
Yeah.
And she has this younger sister who shines in that world, but it's not Victoria. And so when she gets to the ranch, like she starts to kind of like it just brings out this whole other side to her, this whole other vitality and life force.
So she goes through this big transition, becoming more comfortable on the ranch, while still feeling out of place in Zolarnia.
Yeah.
So, how did you approach that journey of, how are we going to just over time start to make her look and feel more comfortable on this ranch?
Well, in terms of just how she changed on the ranch, like some very simple, obvious things was just about how she like wore her clothing, like what she wore and her hair and her makeup, like having her become more and more natural as the movie goes on, and having her clothes become more and more appropriate for the ranch as the movie goes on. And then just like the ease in which she does activities on the ranch and her chores and ranch duties, and just like how she starts out doing those things and how she ends, and just showing kind of showing her journey through those type of things, um and then just and how she kind of blossoms and as a character, right? How she like starts to do things and how she gets more and more excited, and just changes, like her energy changes throughout the film too.
So, first outing, not to spoil anything, guys, but she starts out with an all white outfit working the ranch, which was that scene was fantastic.
I wanted it to be, I was like, she's in all white with rhinestones. Think Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? Like just something that like you would wear to a Taylor Swift concert, and and just kind of have that fun with it. And I loved that outfit. It was amazing. We had the best costume department on the movie. Like just so good, so talented, so
Your
creative.
your outfits, her outfits were amazing. I was rewatching it again today and I was like, I wonder if she got to take any of these home because they would be fantastic outfits.
I definitely kept the jacket with the fringy rhinestone on it. I loved it so much. And like some of the other stuff, I was like, this stuff's amazing, but like when am I gonna wear
Yeah.
it?
When you go back to
But-
Montana, right?
yeah, but I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. But it was yeah, my God, they were so good. They did such a good job with the costumes on that movie.
Really well done.
Kelsey Barron was our costume designer, and like she just really was able to capture the essence of the different characters and their clothes. And I was surprised at like how many fun things she found with like boots on them, and like just it just all fell in place. I was so impressed. So
Yeah, yeah, it was fantastic. So Warren Christie plays Huntley.
Huntley, yes.
Can you talk about their first? You mentioned that they're meet cute. Can you talk about Victoria and Huntley's first meeting?
Well, that's a fun one because they meet when they meet on the street. Um, at first he's upset with her and she's just like doesn't understand. Like she thinks he's like being very polite to her, and then she realizes that he's upset and she's like, "What is happening here?" And like they kind of have a little disagreement, but it's like I wanted to make it like silly and fun because you don't want him to be like a jerk, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah, yeah.
and he was in the wrong because who puts a box of fragile ornaments in the street? Come on, come on. He was in the wrong. And so that was a fun one. But then we kind of had another meet cute again, like a couple scenes later. So it was fun because we kind of got to have like two different meet cutes. Because then
Yeah.
when they meet the second time, when they really meet, she's a little embarrassed, but then it's just like there's like a little spark, and it's fun. So I had fun doing those too.
You mentioned, they kind of went at each other in that first meeting. But what I loved about this movie was, and you mentioned like you don't want anybody to come across as a jerk. We've seen
Yeah.
these movies before where, they're kind of at odds with each other. And in my opinion, it lasts just long enough that you're like, I don't even like that character because she's just not nice. And what I noticed about this movie is there's a little bit of that banter and that, like push up front, but they settle in, those two characters settle in so quickly. And it made it more likable. So I loved that, yeah, we're a little bit at each other up front, but we're not going to stay there. So Love
Yeah,
her.
they definitely had such fantastic banter between them. And so it was really fun, like the sass and the teasing and the flirting. And like so much of it, it was like not a question of like, do they like each other or this and that. It was like, no, they clearly are attracted to each other. They like each other, but it's really like they're just from two different worlds and can they or how will they make this work? So,
Yeah.
that was a fun way to play it.
So definitely had chemistry. How did you approach building that chemistry to where it just felt natural and earned?
Um, I always say like when you have another actor, whether or not it's for a romantic part or it's not, when you're with someone that you trust and that is like someone who you feel like you can play with and be just take risks with,
Yeah.
it really creates such a different environment for acting and you can really be present and you feel comfortable and you just it just makes it all around better. And Warren is he's a really like fantastic person. Like he's
Yeah.
um brilliant actor. Like he's so talented. But on top of that, he's just a really nice guy and he's really funny. Like he's really silly and he's just like it was so easy. So like him and Peter and I, like Peter Benson, our director, sorry. I know you know Peter, but Peter Benson was our brilliant director. But Peter and Warren and I, like the three of us would just sit there like teasing each other and like having so much fun.
Yeah.
And we also were all good friends with Brendan Penny. And so the like we would like be sending each other, like the four of us had like a text chain going where we were like messing with each other the whole movie. So it's like it's just when you have like a fun group of people and you're like it's just not this is like easy to kind of banter back and forth with and then you feel comfortable like you just feel comfortable being close to them because you're not like oh this person's weird or they're a jerk or oh I can't stand them like
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
when it's like a friend because you
Yeah.
feel it's just so much easier so
That makes so much sense. Yeah,
yeah.
that totally does. Um, so you've talked a little bit about Victoria's inner conflict, but Huntley has stuff going on too. So can you talk a little bit about what he's battling in this story?
Well what what he's battling is like he's kind of at a crossroads in his life, right? And he's trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life. And so it's interesting because both he and Victoria are in a crossroads. Like he knows he's at that at the top of the movie, and he doesn't really think he wants that. Like he knows what he wants to do, and he doesn't want to do this other thing. And Victoria doesn't really realize that she's going through this like discovery process. And so the two of them are in a way helping each other figure out what they want to do and to grow as people and to heal past wounds and to kind of like grow up but grow up together in a way and
Yeah.
so it's nice because like their journeys are similar and they help each other throughout.
Yeah, that's so good. And let's just talk about Warren as a cowboy. I don't know.
I think he was born a cowboy. I think the cowboy hat, like he came out with it on his head. No, doesn't he look like a cowboy? Like we the first day, okay, so the first scene we shot was when we're walking out of the cowboy hat store and he's bought me that hat. So that's the first scene. We just met like five
Okay.
minutes before we shoot that scene.
Yeah.
Um, and then but as you can see in that scene, like the banter was
Oh
just
yeah.
immediate, and he's
Immediate.
so playful and smart and just knows his lines, super professional. So it was just so easy. But then the next scene we shot was the meet cute where he's in the Santa suit. And again, like I didn't know him that well. Like I know David Kay, who played Gabriel really well because we'd done another movie together and he's so talented. And then so I was like so excited to cast him in this one and get to work with him again. And so we have like David and I were like being super silly and goofy. And this is Warren's first day, and he probably was like, like, who are these weirdos? Like, 'cause we were so like ridiculous. But this is before I got to know Warren, and then Warren is like so silly and goofy. But I was
Yeah.
like, at first I'm like, oh my God, he probably hates me. He probably thinks I'm insane. But but anyways, so that was the second scene, the meet cute. But he sorry, I got so off tangent. But Warren's like standing over there and he's like cowboy suit. And me, Peter, David, we're all just like, oh my God, like, because he's like cowboy hat on. We're like, he's like the Marlboro man. Like he looks like a cowboy. And we're like taking pictures of him, like, oh my God, like look at this picture. Look at him. Like he's not even trying. We're like totally like, we're, he doesn't have any clue. He's just sitting there and we're like,
No, it was cast perfectly for it. I'm just like,
perfectly.
he
Yeah.
just needs to live in the cowboy hat. And then I got to thinking, like, he's doing the Little House series on
Yeah.
Netflix, right?
He is. He is.
I mean,
Perfectly cast. He told
perfectly.
he had the audition while we were filming the movie, and I was like, "Oh well, you're that's your book. You booked it." And he's like, "I don't know." He hadn't even taped his audition, and then I'd be like, "Did you tape it? Did you tape it? Because you're gonna book this part." And he's like, "Well, we're making the movie. I haven't had a chance." I'm like, "You better make that tape because this is your part." Like
Yeah.
I was so excited for him when he booked that. Yeah.
Ugh,
And then David
man.
Kay booked Private Eyes, I believe, right after a series here. So I was so it's like so I just like love it when actors book work and your
Yeah.
friends do well. It's just
Good
wonderful.
vibes all on set. You had all that going on, right?
Yeah.
Don't want to give anything away, but you guys have a fantastic lassoing scene.
Oh yeah.
Um,
That's hard. It's really hard to lasso.
did you really lasso?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the lasso rope is not like a normal rope. It's this very kind of stiff rope. I don't understand. Like I have all new respect for the actors on Yellowstone, like them doing that on while they're riding. I'm just gonna tell you it's so hard. So we had lasso lessons and everything. And then there was one day on set where we were practicing outside and I actually lassoed and I was so excited. I was like jumping up and down and then I was just like so I because I had practiced for like hours and I could not get it to work. And then it was so funny because like later on I get a text from Peter Benson and he'd been watching me and filming me lassoing and then he caught the one time that I got it. I couldn't
Yes.
believe it. I got to post that. But yeah, so then when we were shooting the scene like I did it. And I was like trying I was supposed to do it like bad and I actually like got it to work. I ended up using that. But anyways.
Well, that moment, it wasn't those of you that haven't seen it, it wasn't just about lassoing the bull, but it definitely set kind of a tone for that relationship and where it might go in the movie between Huntley and Victoria. It was so well done. And we were kind of like, oh, if this is the lasso scene, where's this gonna go? So it was a nice little kickoff to the chemistry among those two. So loved it.
No, thank you. Thank you. That was a great scene. I was so happy with how that one turned out. Like it was like there's chemistry, but then it's like playful
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
thought it was really well done. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned Warren being funny. There's a lot. This is definitely a rom-com. There's a lot of wit
Yeah.
among many of the characters in this movie. So, how did you balance, excuse me, how did you balance, bringing in that humor, but also we want to keep that romance and those heartfelt moments?
It was really just like I mean, Peter was so great with this too. But really looking at the script and being like, okay, this scene, like thinking, okay, like this scene is where they connect on like a deeper level. It's a quiet, like the fire scene, right? Like this is a scene when they're just two people kind of connecting and it's about them understanding each other on a deeper level. And then there's other scenes where we have some banter at the top, but then we kind of arc it and then they get closer. Or this scene is just about the fun and the banter. Or this scene is more about the chemistry. And so it was just like really understanding as an actor, as a producer, as the director, like really just thinking about how showing all the different levels that the relationship has and that
Yeah,
these characters have in their journeys. So
love that. Did you guys stay pretty close to the script or was there a lot of improv moments?
yeah, there was definitely some improv and banter, I'm sure. Like there's a line where I'm like, oh, I almost broke myself. And that was totally because I actually slipped and like said that. Like and there was lots of things where we would, yeah, like the banter was really helping. So
When you have moments like that and you're not only the lead, but you're also a producer, like what kind of input do you have in the middle of filming when you're thinking script, when you're thinking of improv? Like, do you have, like, does that your input change when you're both the lead and the producer?
oh yeah,
Or are you really
absolutely.
leaning a
Because I
lot
was
on
the
Peter?
No, because as the producer, um, like I get to make the creative decisions for the film. So that's
Okay.
what was really exciting. So I got to have the meetings with wardrobe, with hair, with makeup, with our production designer, with our the props, like getting to go over everything and have meetings where I would get to be like, well, I'd like to like this is what the luggage should look like, or this is what this should look like, and this like the costume designer. We had meetings about like the ideas for every character with hair, makeup, wardrobe, and then when there people would try on their costumes, then I would look at them and get to input, and then based on what I liked, then I would send things to Hallmark and get their sign off.
Yeah.
Because they get eventually, I mean, at the end
Yeah.
of the day, this is a Hallmark movie, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I have to make sure that what's happening on set is what Hallmark wants. So it's like while we're filming, you have to be aware. But Peter was also a producer on this, in addition to being like the best director ever. I love him so much. And so it was great. Like as a team, we could, discuss things, make decisions, and do all of that stuff. But it was cool. Like when you're an actor, you're not making those decisions. Sometimes you get to make some decisions, but no, like even, yeah, there was a lot of decisions I got to make, and I really loved it.
One of my favorite relationships, and you mentioned Gabe, Victoria and Gabe up front, and there's a lot of humor there with the two of them when they're assigned to their ranch duties that
Yeah.
first day. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys like we're going to play this out? It was great. It was funny. Loved what both of them were wearing, and it definitely came across as both of them are they're fish out of water, but we knew where it was going. So what was it like filming those moments?
It was really fun. Okay, first of all, fun fact, David has like a knife collection, but also knows how to throw axes. He knows how to chop wood. Like he is like Mr. Woodsman. And it's like so he knew how to chop wood. So that was really funny. He's like, I can't, he's like, I'm gonna accidentally actually chop this well if like, so we
Yeah.
had to like figure out a way like that it wouldn't happen. But yeah, so it was fun doing all that stuff because like at the end of the day, like he's so down to do anything, and
Yeah.
he's very funny, and he was improvising a lot. Like he's such a funny actor.
That's great. So, a few other moments. We don't want to give too much away, but there were some really great moments in this movie. There's a big reveal moment when Huntley learns that Victoria is a princess, and it's a big turning point in the story. So, how did you guys prepare to make that moment land emotionally? Because it really is that moment where things shift in this story.
You mean like how did Warren and I prepare, or how did I prepare as an actor, or how did Peter and I prepare? What exactly do you mean
Just
prepare?
what were those conversations like when you're like, okay, here is where this story is going to shift? What was that like?
Well, we wanted it to be, it was important that when Victoria told him, we wanted to have humor there because you don't play everything on the nose. It doesn't have to be this like serious, dramatic
Yeah.
moment. We
Yeah.
wanted it to be like humorous, but also she's trying to figure this out. Also, they're like remembering stuff about their past. So there's that thing coming up. And, it was important that he wasn't getting mad at her like, oh, you've betrayed me. We wanted to make sure that it was never this betrayal, that she was lying or keeping this secret from him. And like it was, so we were trying to like find that balance of her keeping the secret. She has this secret, and how does she keep it without it being deceitful? And then how does he react? And we wanted him to be okay with it, right? Like it was nice having him be like
Mhm.
kind of confused, but like, it's not like that big of a deal, right? Like that's not
Yeah.
again what the movie's about.
Yeah.
So it was just nice that he had this his character has this maturity to him,
Mhm.
which makes him all the more attractive, right? Um,
Absolutely. I
so
love that because,
yeah.
like, we talked about earlier, so many of these movies, and again, they can just go sometimes just a little too far. And this would have been another opportunity where he could have just gotten angry and mad and held on to it. But you guys nailed it. Like, he knew, like you said, he knew how to handle it. That maturity was there. It makes you like both characters even more. So well done on that again. I just love the
Oh,
way that he responded to it too. So
No, it was great. And then we wanted, like, I had that idea where, Gabriel falls in the water because I wanted to have, like, they almost kiss, but I was like,
Something light. Yeah.
what could be like a funny way to
Yeah.
like to break this up? And David was such a trooper. We shot that at like 2 in the morning and it was freezing. And I was like, listen, as an actor, he needs to be taken care of. Like I want a wetsuit under his clothes. Like
Mhm.
I don't need him to just be actually falling in ice cold water,
Yeah.
because I know what it's like to be freezing and to be in those situations.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he's,
Covered him. You covered him.
yeah.
So we also learn that this time on the ranch may not be the first time that these two have met in that moment. How did you handle that subtle layer of the story? I loved the flashbacks even.
Oh, I thought that like they did such a good job um filming it, and like I loved the way it ended up getting edited because originally we wrote it like a bit more straightforward, and then we kind of just like made it feel more dreamlike the way it
Mm,
was edited together, and I really liked how that turned out.
yeah.
Just because it like memories are often in like little flashes, right? Like it's like,
Mhm,
wait, I remember this and I remember that. So it was just,
mhm.
um, but yeah, that was I was really glad with how that turned out. Sorry, did you ask something else? Did I not answer the
No,
question?
that's good. It just
Okay.
it really allowed you to kind of not only see, that they knew each other, but also what really was at their core that was kind of drawing them back. And,
Yeah.
it was good.
No, thanks.
So, all right, the holiday dance revival is a standout moment. As both actor and producer, what details were most important for you to get right?
Um, well, the actual dancing, the line dancing was really important because we wanted to capture the fun. Like I remember being in Montana and line dancing and just how much fun it is and how it's like all these people coming together. I just love line dancing. I think
Oh,
it's so
yeah.
much fun. And so really like creating that feel, like you always want more people at those parties. We didn't have as many background as I want, but it's budget and we did the
Yeah.
best we could. But and then I really wanted um to see, because this is all right before like a big scene. Like I mean there's like a big scene kind of at, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like there's a
You
big
know
scene.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
So just seeing Victoria's, like I feel like she really blooms fully in the movie at this party. So seeing that joy in her and seeing her growth really kind of come full circle, or full circle, I don't know if that's the right term, but anyway, so seeing that and then seeing them where they are emotionally and where they are to like where Victoria and Huntley are in terms of their relationship and how like where it's gotten to. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like she finds like that's her place, like that's where she thrives the most.
yeah.
So sweet. And that red dress was fantastic.
Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And I loved the flower crown and you know.
Yeah, so good. Okay, so I am giving an award so far. I think I've seen every Hallmark so far this season. I'm giving an
Nice.
award to this one.
Okay.
So far, best kiss.
Oh.
I'm just saying. And more
Okay.
than one, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch. So there's a moment where first kiss, and then Victoria leaves. What went into preparing for that moment? Because you guys nailed it. It was good.
Oh,
It was
thanks. Wasn't
so
it?
sweet.
Well, because they've like um I mean, we knew the kiss, but like in this moment, what we see is that they like love each other,
Yeah.
like even though they're not, it's like you really see that they love each other
Mhm.
and how heartbreaking this is. And they kiss and it's romantic and it's hot, but at the same time, there's so much love in that kiss.
That's
And
why it's so good.
it's such like a it's just they just care for each other so much. So I
Yeah.
think that that's what's so beautiful about that moment. What was so hard about it was that what you can't hear is that like halfway through the scene before the kiss, the snow machine comes on. 'Cause that's real snow, but it's like snow machine snow, and it's so loud. It's like it's like the loudest lawnmower noise you've ever heard that we're like shouting our lines at each other, but it's supposed to be this like intimate moment. I just like really had a hard time. Like if I had known I would have not ridden in the like snow machine part. I would have been like, we're not gonna have snow in that moment. We're not. I would have like completely like, like now I know, I've learned. Because that made it just really like, I struggled with that because I just was having a really hard time connecting with that. But Warren was a pro. Warren, I don't know, maybe he's deaf, but he just like tuned it out and was like, brilliant actor and beautiful performance. But yeah, so that was really hard for me. Maybe it's my ADHD. I just can't focus.
That's probably when all of your acting skills really have to go into like high gear because it's like somehow I have to tune this out because you guys
Yeah.
nailed that scene. I
Oh,
mean, like you said, I mean, it was a good kiss, but the stakes are so high in that moment. It's like this
yeah.
is how we really feel about each other, but we know what we're up against right now. And I think that's why that moment was so extra special. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm still giving you the award. So,
Thank
uh,
you. I love it. I'll take that award.
there's also an amazing song that happens, in the moment.
Yes.
So the song "Come Around," which go listen to it, it's amazing. How did that whole collaboration happen?
Well, Paul Freeman is an amazing musician. His wife is one of my best friends, Miss Erin Cahill, Hallmark superstar. And so I knew I wanted a really, really special song in that moment. And so before we even started filming the movie, I reached out to Paul and I was like, hey, do you have a song or do any of the artists um, that you produce, could you think like, do you have any songs? So he like looked through some stuff and then he sent me some songs and he's like, I think Ruthie Collins would be really good for you, who one of his artists that he works with. And long story short, we finally got the songs when we were editing. And then I was listening to them and then I heard that song and I was like, oh my God, that's the moment. And originally, like when I had pictured that scene in that moment, I had this one song that I really loved by this artist LP. It's called Blow. Do you know LP?
No,
No, it's this gorgeous song, but
but
it
I
was
will
actually
look now.
but it's quite a tragic song. It's kind of sad, but it's so beautiful. Oh my God. And so, there was a Taylor Swift song that I had, then I was kind of thinking of, and I was like, maybe something more like this. But when Paul sent that song, I was like, this is the song. Like this is the song for that moment. Him and Ruthie Collins, and I was like, it was just no question about it. I played it for Peter, and he was like, oh my God, that's the song. That's the song.
Yeah,
So and then literally, I'm not kidding you, I played it once and then he was singing it like the rest of the day. Like, and I was like, oh my God, you really love that song, Peter. Like he was like, because I'm like, this is my friend, so like I don't want to like pressure anybody, but I think this is the song. And then
yeah,
he
yeah.
loved it. So then we had the editors put it in while we were editing.
Mm,
And then Hallmark loved the song. They wanted it to be a bit more Christmassy. And so luckily, because Paul and Ruthie hadn't released it yet, they were actually able to go in and re-record and make it just a few changes to make it more Christmassy
oh,
because it wasn't a
fantastic.
Christmas song. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was so grateful to them. They're so talented. And yeah.
Well, the moment was fantastic already, but that was just kind of like the cherry on top. I mean, it really just kind of brought that whole moment
And
together.
it's so, we wanted like a duet. Like I loved that it was
Yeah.
like the man and the woman both
Hmm.
singing and they're both in pain and like because that really was both of them were hurting and so
Yeah.
it just was reflected so well in the song. So yeah.
Yeah. This was a fantastic addition. So,
Thank you.
okay, filming on a real ranch comes with surprises. Were there
Yeah.
any funny, which you've shared several already, unexpected moments with the horses, the location that actually made it into the movie?
Yeah. Okay. So we're filming. I don't know how much is in the movie, but we were filming the corral scene again very late at night. It was like midnight. And uh, Warren and I are like in there. It's like the scene when I tell him, like, oh, I'm a princess.
Yeah.
And the horse in the background was going crazy. He was just like jumping around and then like going up on his back legs and like rearing and then just like running around like he'd eaten like a box of sugar. Like he was crazy. And then he was doing stuff and then he kind of like looked at us and then he started charging at us. And I'm just like, oh my God, he's gonna kill us. He's gonna kill us. And we both hear the horse like charging at us, which was a big horse. And they're like, we were like legit scared. And then all of a sudden Warren turns around and goes, like he makes a clicking noise with his hand. And
Because
I
he's
was like,
Warren and he's a cowboy.
yeah, because he like knew what to do. No, and then the horse like stops. And then the horse wranglers came out, but I honestly I thought I was going to be like murdered by this horse. I thought this horse was gonna like kill us. Like it was so scary. And like you can't see because we're acting, so then we're like hearing it running towards us and we're like if it's really dangerous, they're gonna stop filming. Like you're thinking these things. Anyways, so then they kind of got in and then like had to deal with the horse for a while to calm it down, but it was so intense. And I was asking Warren, I was like, how did you know what to do? Like, do you have all this
Yeah.
experience with horses? And he's like, no. He's like, I was so scared. He's like, but all of a sudden I remember this video I watched on like YouTube or Instagram with
It's
this
always
lady,
YouTube.
yeah, who like stops like a bird or something. I don't know what it was. I'm like totally exaggerating and telling the story wrong, but it was so funny. Like he'd seen this one video and like remembered. And he was like a horse whisperer.
Yeah.
Those horses loved him. And yeah, it was very. But now he's like he's been taking riding lessons and riding horses. So since the movie, like he's
Yeah.
really fallen into that. So he probably has become a cowboy. I think. He's a good.
We need to see this Netflix movie or this
Oh, I
series, I
can't
guess
wait to
we
see
should
the
say.
show. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be great. All right. So we talked a little bit about Victoria's wardrobe earlier. What
Mhm.
was your favorite piece? And how much input did you have as a producer?
Um, I mean, I had a lot of input, I would say. But it was pretty much, I mean, everything Kelsey had me try on, I loved, it
Yeah.
was pretty much like perfect. She was so good at her job. And then I would just, yeah, I mean, Hallmark has the say at the end of the day, and we'd send them some options. But yeah, it was great. I think one of my favorite looks of the movie was the red dress, the royal dress that like at the end. I loved that dress, but
Mhm.
it was so heavy that it was kind of uncomfortable because it was just like it was very heavy, and I had to have really good posture in it. But I loved the way it looked. But all my outfits were so cute. I really loved them all. Like it was they were all just
She
fantastic.
did. Yeah, she did great. She did so well. So,
Yeah.
all right, biggest challenge, anything that you can think of that it was like, okay, I acted and I produced. This was a big challenge in this movie.
I mean, honestly, the biggest challenge was that like snow scene with the kids because I just couldn't get over the sound
Machine.
of it. It just kept I just was like it just got to me. And I don't know, just I it was wonderful. I don't
Good.
really it went so smoothly. We had the best
Awesome.
team. Like if they did, and little things would pop up like, oh, we need this or this didn't happen. And then you jump into like problem solving mode and just like to see like when I see the movie, like all I see is the hard work that like everybody put in. Like you see the actors on screen, right? But I see the crew.
Yeah.
I see the people that were like running to me with warming coats. I see the people that were like working there, like just working all hours trying to make the hat with a little tiara on it or the pretty band on it that he gives her and making the gingerbread house, the pretzel, you know what I mean? Like it's like so much
Yeah.
work and passion and time went into it. Like it's that's all I see. So I just see like all the miracles that everybody pulled off. Yeah, it's yeah, I've seen the movie like 100 times. So every time I see it, I'm just so proud and so humbled by everything that everyone did.
I think that's why so many like we love connecting with you guys to get these behind the scenes stories because it's one thing to see the movie, but the more and more we're able to talk to you guys and understand just how many people go in their creative process to making these projects come to life on our screen. It's just fascinating to me, all of the people and the parts and the things and their passions that have to come together to actually get a movie to us. So it's just fun to hear those behind the scenes moments and stories.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, I think people forget like we only have 3 weeks to prep. We have 3 weeks to film, and then we edit. Like most of the times in the edit or the development of the story, you know? So
Yeah.
it's a lot of people working crazy hours because they just love it.
This is, I think if I counted right, this is your eighth Hallmark movie.
I'm not sure.
I think
I
I
don't
think it's
know how
eight.
many.
So what makes a Royal Montana Christmas stand out from the others, especially now that you're producing?
Just think there's something about it. Like I love the banter. I love the humor. I love the chemistry. I love the romance and the friendship. I, like I love Victoria's relationship with Gabriel. I love it with her parents and her sister. And I I love the way it was shot. Our DPs are just phenomenal. Or they're just so talented, and I loved just like I don't know, I just everything about it, like I just think it's a beautiful movie. I think it's a sweet story. And yes, like people like, we've done a ton of Hallmark Royal Christmas movies, but I just think the story is so beautiful, and the journey of the characters. And I think that's unique and special.
Yeah. And we didn't even go really deeply into talking about the supporting cast, but you had an amazing supporting cast in this movie as well. Just fantastically talented. So, and
Yeah,
funny,
very talented.
funny
Funny.
and
Oh my gosh. Linda Boyd, who played Nadie, it was so funny. Oh, but then so like such a good actress, and
mhm.
so like even when it's like not the camera's not even on her, she's just giving it all. Like she cared so much. And I loved everyone. Like it was really cool. That was a fun thing too, was getting to work with casting to cast the movie, and then send my favorite characters to my favorite actors to Hallmark, and then hoping they'd get approved, and we
Yeah.
were really lucky because they all did. And like Julia Benson, who played Shelby, that's Peter's wife, and
Yes.
I loved her. She brought so much like joy and excitement to the set, and so much energy. And I had some friends in the movie. It was such a great thing. I loved the whole cast. It was so special.
So we've talked a lot about several moments in the movie. Do you have a favorite moment?
um I've My God, I love the movie so much. I love the kiss, the first kiss. With the one we're talking about.
Mhm.
I love the star scene. That one's
Mhm.
just like really personal to me, so I really truly love that one. Um, I don't know. I love them all. I love them
Great
all.
ones. Two great ones. Yeah. Yeah. So, when you think back about making this film, the long days, the laughter, the ranch chat, what's the moment that sums up why you love doing what you do?
Um, the moment that sums it up, I mean, it's great when you see the movie all edited together, and you get to have this final product, and you get to hear from fans about what the movie meant to them, or how it's changed their life, or the joy it's brought them, or like all of that is great. But I also love the journey so much. I love the development. I love the collaboration. I love being a part of this like fabulous team of people. Not every project's like that. Some projects you're working with people that are just there to make a paycheck, or people that don't, you're
Yeah.
just people that are grumpy, or
Yeah.
so this one was just beyond that. So that was definitely for me just the whole thing, like even in editing, like, just Peter and Saeed and I would just sit there for hours laughing, and you just get to meet some really incredible people.
And that shows up on our side of it. Like you can feel that, you can sense that. So we've talked about the chemistry. Could you see this being a sequel, or how do we get you and Warren back together in another movie?
Um, when we were filming, Peter and I we had totally had an idea for the sequel. And we were like, just like, oh, this happens, oh, this happens. So we were really like I know Warren would do it. Like we were like, yeah, we'll do this, and we were like, oh, we're gonna put Brendan in it, like Brendan Fetty, and we're like, and Brendan's gonna do this, and then Peter's like, I want that role because Peter's also an actor.
Yeah.
We like no, we had so much fun like coming up with an idea for the sequel. But I don't know, like that's kind of at the end of the day, like if fans really love the movie, if it does well, if Hallmark wants to do another one, but I know like Warren and I would love to work together again and do another one, whether it's this or another fun story. So that would be really fun. But I guess that's like a Hallmark decision as to like who
But
they.
Hallmark listens, they have said even like you want them back together. I mean, they've done it numerous times where they pair people back up again because
Mhm.
there's such a it's so popular. So
Oh, really? Yeah.
everybody watch and get it out there.
Yes, watch it, say it. But yeah, I just love working with Hallmark and getting to do the movies because like it's really incredible. You're like, I'll be in England or France, like, and I meet people that like on the other side of the world that love the movies because, and
Yeah.
then like hearing what it means to them, and it's just so cool to. I love it. I love when fans say something and fans of the movies say something, and it's such a special thing to bond and connect over with people. And you're about to like have an incredible experience going on the Hallmark cruise. Oh my gosh.
All 4,000 of us.
But it's gonna, I hear last year, all my friends that went last year loved it. So I think you'll have a good time.
It's gonna be amazing. So many things to do. It's like I don't even know where to begin, but I guess I'll pack the suitcase first and then we'll
Yeah.
see where that goes from there. Okay, so beyond this movie, what's a project that you haven't done? Because I mean, I'm feeling a lot of the producing going on right here that you'd love to either as an actor or as a producer.
Well, I have a few things that I'm working on right now behind the scenes. Some stuff like for Hallmark, but then also like I wrote a horror movie with Owen Mackin, who I did the Tis the Season last year, Tis the Season to be Irish. We got on so splendidly on that and had so much fun together. And then we ended up writing this amazing script. So we're in the process, we have like some producers on that, and we're in the process of getting that made. So that's really cool. And so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, just like I love writing and I love producing and I just really love being part of a collaborative team. So
Yeah.
I love to
Yeah.
do that. And then I really do miss working in comedy and TV. So I would really love to get back into that.
Yeah.
Um, just because I love to laugh and I love to have fun and be silly. So getting to venture into that would be really nice. And also just some fantasy. I'd love to do like a fantasy feature or something, cool where you get to wear like cool costumes and do neat sets and things. So that would be really fun.
Have you done anything like period piece before?
No, I think that would be really fun too. Again, where yeah, I feel like yeah, getting to do the costumes and the
Yeah.
hair and the makeup, I would love that as well. But that was part of that the fantasy thing and then period pieces like that was part of why I wanted to do the British accent was just because I would love to do something where I got to utilize that
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Okay, so what is a project that you're really proud of that fans should go back and watch?
um like a Hallmark project.
Any
Uh,
project.
oh goodness. Well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Wilfred. I loved that. That was an FX series I did with Elijah Wood and Jason Gann. But that's not, I wouldn't, maybe, I don't know if a lot of Hallmark fans would love that. It was a very dark comedy, very,
Yeah.
very dark. But in terms of Hallmark movies, I would say I loved Christmas Next Door and I loved Royally Ever After with Torrance
Mhm.
Coombs. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, we had such a great time on that. We shot that
Yeah.
in Ireland. I'm really proud of that one. I loved it. And we had such a great cast and crew. And it was actually a lot of the same crew that I worked with on Tis the Season.
Oh yeah.
So that was fun getting to see them again because we shot both movies in Ireland, but like 6 years apart or something. And
Yeah.
getting to see all those people after that period of time like that I never thought I'd get to see again was really special.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it has been fantastic to talk to you. So excited. I'm going to have to watch it
Well,
again. I just want to remind everybody about A Royal Montana Christmas that's going to be on Hallmark again, November 9th, 12/11 Central. But if you can't wait, go watch it right now on Hallmark Plus, and you can skip all the commercials and watch it right now and enjoy it that way. Fiona, thank you so much for being here. I had a blast
well,
talking to you.
thank you so much. I had a great time chatting with you as well.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.